Good night. How everyone doing tonight? God is good and God is good all the time. My name is Irma J, a spiritual divine. I'm here to talk to you about dry bone. Just to continue on the dry bone. Now we left off at that God spoke to these dry bones and it came to life. And see Jerusalem, Israel, they were scared to ask God. They were scared to ask God if he was gonna repair their town back. So the bones represent that anytime he can put breath to some bones and bring it back to life, he can restore their town back. He can restore their town back. Now, sometimes our life might feel like dry bones. It may feel like everything is falling apart. But just like God had put breath into them bones, we can breathe into our situation too. Breathe into our situation. And nothing too hard for God to do. Anything that's broken, anything that's falling apart, God can put back together. So sometimes we can do breathe breath into our situation and bring it to life. Because sometimes our life feel like dry bones. But on the thing, I want y'all to know, never lose hope. Never lose faith. Keep your hope and your faith alive. See, Israel, they lost hope. They lost hope because they didn't know God can restore the whole town back because it was so big. They didn't know God can do it. So God had to show them about the bones. And this time he can bring bones back to life. And then told them to go back home to their own town. He can restore a whole nation back. So in anytime he can create a whole the whole world. He can put Jerusalem back together. So he had to have a story of the bones. Now Israel, whole nation was destroyed, and they lost hope, lost hope. But we ain't gonna never lose hope, no matter how things look. No matter how the situation is, no matter how it's falling apart, your life might look like dry bones, but never lose hope. Never lose faith. Always keep your hope and your faith alive. Keep it alive. That's the only thing keep me going. And I'm preaching to myself too. That's what keep me going. And I want y'all to keep going too. Keep your hope and your faith alive. No matter how things look. It might feel like it's falling apart. Just keep your hope and your faith alive. Israel lost their hope. They didn't know God can do it. So God had to tell them a story about the bones, the dry bones that he brought back to life. And he could always bring us back to life because sometimes we can feel like dry bones and just need a little a little push. And God can always restore us back together. Nothing never too hard for God to do. So all we have to do is speak life to our situation. Nothing too hard for God to do. So I